what if the person least heard in the room is actually the one everyone should be listening to? For too long, we've been told that to be powerful, you need to be loud. To lead, you must command attention with booming speeches and constant presence. But what if that's just one side of a very complex coin? What if true influence, lasting impact, and undeniable power actually stem from a place of quiet strength, a place often misunderstood and undervalued in our fast-paced, noisy world? This isn't just about being an introvert. It's about a profound way of engaging with the world that grants a unique, often unseen, form of dominance. Prepare to have your understanding of power completely flipped. Think about it. We live in a world that often rewards the quick-witted, the loudest voice, the person always ready with an answer or a comment. From school classrooms to corporate boardrooms, the spotlight often shines brightest on those who are most vocal. We're conditioned to believe that talking a lot means confidence, engagement, and even intelligence. It's a common belief, almost an unspoken rule. If you're not speaking up, you're not contributing. If you're quiet, you're perhaps shy, disengaged, or worse, have nothing important to say. But this widely accepted notion misses a crucial, almost magical ingredient that fuels the most powerful individuals among us. The real strength, the true power, isn't found in the sheer volume of words, but in their deliberate selection, their timing, and the profound depth from which they emerge. It comes from a place where silence isn't an absence of thought, but a cauldron of it. This isn't about being completely mute or socially anxious. It's about a conscious choice, a strategic approach to communication that elevates observation, listening, and carefully chosen words above the endless chatter. This isn't just a personality trait. It's a cultivated superpower. So, where does this unique power come from? It's not a secret handshake or a hidden scroll. It flows from a distinct set of attributes: the keen eye of a thoughtful observer, the open ear of a deep listener, and the surgical precision of strategic communication. These aren't flashy qualities, but they are the bedrock upon which genuine influence is built. When you spend less time trying to fill every silence and more time absorbing the world around you, something remarkable begins to happen. Let's talk about the first pillar, the power of thoughtful observation. Imagine you're at a crowded party or a tense meeting. While some are vying for attention, throwing out opinions left and right, the quiet person in the corner isn't just standing there. They're like a human radar, scanning the room, picking up signals others miss. They're noticing the subtle shifts in body language, the unspoken tensions, the alliances forming, and the disagreements simmering beneath the surface. They're not just seeing, they're not just hearing, This isn't just about being good at reading people. It's about building a comprehensive mental map of any situation. When you're not constantly formulating your next sentence, your brain is free to soak up every detail, every nuance, every unsaid truth. It allows for a deeper understanding of human behavior, motivations, and the underlying dynamics at play. This deep understanding means that when a challenge arises, they've often already seen it coming, or at least have a far clearer picture of its roots. They can connect dots that others haven't even noticed are dots. This leads to opinions that aren't just opinions, but carefully considered insights and decisions that aren't reactive, but deeply informed and robust. When everyone else is scrambling, the thoughtful observer often has a calm, clear path forward because they've already mapped the terrain. This observational power is inextricably linked to the second pillar, the power of deep listening. In a world obsessed with broadcasting, truly listening has become a rare and highly valued commodity. Many people only as a pause before they speak again or to find a flaw in what you're saying. But the quiet person, they don't just wait for their turn. They genuinely lean in. They absorb information, not just the words, but the tone, the emotion, the hesitations. They listen without judgment, creating a safe space where others feel truly heard and understood. Think about the friend you go to when you have a real problem. Is it usually the one who immediately jumps in with advice, or the one who sits quietly, lets you pour your heart out, and only then, if at all, offers a gentle, insightful reflection? It's often the latter. This kind of deep listening builds immense trust. When people feel heard, they open up, they share more, they reveal crucial details they might otherwise keep hidden. This gives the deep listener access to an invaluable treasure trove of information about people's needs, their fears, their unspoken desires, and their true motivations. In negotiations, in team projects, in leadership, this ability to truly understand others creates a profound strategic advantage. It allows them to tailor their approach, anticipate reactions, and forge stronger connections, turning potential adversaries into collaborators and complex problems into shared solutions. They're not just gathering data, they're understanding of the situation. And this brings us to the third, perhaps most potent pillar, the power of strategic communication. Because the quiet individual has spent so much time observing and listening, their rare pronouncements carry an almost magnetic weight. When they finally speak, everyone stops, heads turn. People truly listen, not just because they speak infrequently, but because their words are almost always distilled wisdom, carefully chosen and impactful. They don't waste words. Every syllable is a precision strike. Consider a leader who constantly talks, whose voice is always in the air. Over time, their words can lose their edge, becoming background noise. But the leader who listens intently, who observes patiently, and then speaks only when it truly matters, their statements land with the force of a hammer hitting an anvil. They're perceived as thoughtful, credible, and deeply considered. They don't need to shout to be heard. Their very act of speaking commands respect. This is because their contributions aren't driven by an urge to fill silence or assert presence. They're driven by the genuine desire to add value, to clarify, to guide. They leverage brevity and conciseness, avoiding the unnecessary chatter that often dilutes meaningful messages. Their words are like perfectly aimed arrows, hitting the bullseye every time, because they've spent so long studying the target. This isn't just speaking, it's... Now, let's weave in another crucial advantage that underpins all of these: resilience and thoughtful decision-making. Because quiet individuals are less prone to impulsive reactions, they tend to exhibit greater resilience when faced with challenges. When chaos erupts and everyone else is swept up in the immediate panic, the quiet observer is often the calmest person in the room. They don't jump to conclusions. They don't react based on the loudest voice or the most immediate emotion. Instead, they take their time. They process the information they've gathered, considering all perspectives, weighing the pros and cons with a steady hand. Imagine a crisis hits a team or an organization. The immediate temptation for many is to react, to do, and anything to show they're in control. But the quiet leader, having absorbed the situation, listened to key stakeholders, and thoughtfully analyzed potential outcomes, will often be the one to propose a measured, effective solution that avoids pitfalls others rush into. They are not easily swayed by groupthink or emotional appeals because their internal processing is robust. This deliberate pace, this refusal to be rushed, not only leads to better decisions, but also fosters a profound sense of calm and stability around them. In a storm, they are the anchor, providing a steady presence and a clear direction when others might be tossed about. Their decisions are not just good, they are often because they are forged in a crucible of patient observation and deep thought rather than the heat of the moment. This makes them incredibly powerful in times of uncertainty and vital for long-term success. So, it's time we dismantle the myth that extroversion is the sole key to power, influence, or leadership. While extroverts certainly have their strengths, and the ability to articulate thoughts quickly and engage broadly is valuable, it is by no means the only path to influence, and certainly not the only source of deep power. The quiet ones, often underestimated, are wielding a potent and enduring influence that is built on far more stable ground. Their power isn't about volume, it's about depth. It's not about immediate impact, it's about lasting resonance. The world needs both the loud voices that inspire and energize, and the quiet forces that observe, listen, and strategically guide. Appreciating the strength found in silence and mindful engagement means we start to recognize that power comes in many forms. It allows us to see how quiet individuals contribute immensely to leadership, to groundbreaking innovation that often requires deep, uninterrupted thought, and to creating positive, lasting change. They are the silent architects, the thoughtful strategists, the calm anchors in a turbulent world. Don't mistake their quietness for weakness. It is, in fact, the wellspring of their extraordinary and often underestimated power. If you're ready to uncover more hidden powers and profound insights into human nature, hit that subscribe button right now.